Even though Kelly Ripa and Ryan Seacrest are no longer co-hosts of Live, Ripa says she still holds Ryan accountable for one thing. What did she think of her current Wheel of Fortune host and former co-worker? Ryan Seacrest and Kelly Ripa worked together on Live. Ryan Seacrest was Kelly Ripa's co-host for a while, but she now hosts Live with her husband, Mark Consuelos. As viewers are aware, every co-host adds a unique energy and dynamic to the stage, and Kelly and Ryan enjoyed a successful relationship for a while. Ryan Seacrest is as busy as ever these days. He has been hosting American Idol for a long time. Not only that, but he is now the host of Wheel of Fortune, replacing Pat Sajak when the legendary host decided it was time to retire. After her Italian vacation, Kelly Ripa is exhausted and irritable. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos recently took a quick trip to Italy for a fun-filled weekend. One of the football teams there is partially owned by Ripa and Consuelos, so they watched a game with their team. They also ran across Lola Consuelos, their daughter, who was there with her boyfriend. Ripa claims that she was especially irritable when she returned to work this time around because of factors like jet lag and time differences. She even made some disparaging remarks about Ryan Seacrest, her former coworker. What was her opinion of the host of Wheel of Fortune and American Idol? Ripa continues to hold Ryan Seacrest responsible for one thing. Ripa continues to hold her former co-host accountable for one thing, despite the fact that Kelly and Ryan have both moved on, and that her husband, Mark Consuelos, has taken up Kelly's co-hosting role. Ripa claimed that before beginning her career with Ryan Seacrest, she used to dress herself up. It appears that she has adopted his more relaxed preparation regimen. According to Ripa, "I said I don't care anymore when Ryan Seacrest literally only wore pajamas to work. I get out of bed in a bathrobe and Uggs and come to work that way." Ripa continued by saying that she now depends on her crew on set to fix her up after witnessing Ryan's methods. She may not like that Ryan instilled this practice on her, but she appears to have picked it up herself. Kelly Ripa and Ryan Seacrest may have spent years co-hosting Live with Kelly and Ryan in perfect harmony on camera, but behind the laughter, inside jokes, and morning show sparkle, there's always been a little playful tension between the two. While the world assumed their partnership was nothing but smooth sailing, Kelly recently revealed that there is one thing she still blames Seacrest for, and probably always will. And if you know Kelly Ripa, you know that when she decides to hold onto something, she does it with style, sass, and an unmistakable wink. A friendship built on banter. From the very beginning, when Ryan joined the show in 2017 after years of speculation over who would fill the permanent co-host chair, viewers fell in love with their chemistry. Kelly was the quick-witted New Yorker who thrived on sarcastic remarks, and Ryan was the charming Southern gent with impeccable hosting chops and a relentless optimism. Together, they created a morning show rhythm that felt effortless, like two best friends gossiping over coffee. But as much as they adored each other, there was always a bit of sibling-like ribbing. Ryan teased Kelly about her obsession with exercise and her coffee habits, while Kelly poked fun at Ryan's endless jobs and perfectionist tendencies. Still, no one expected that Kelly would hold onto a particular gripe long after Ryan's exit from the show in 2023. The big reveal. Kelly's lingering complaint. During a recent behind-the-scenes podcast appearance, Kelly Ripa playfully admitted that while she and Ryan are still incredibly close, she calls him one of her ride-or-die friends. There's one thing she continues to hold against him. "I'll say it until the day I die," she laughed. "Ryan Seacrest ruined sushi for me." The revelation sent fans into a frenzy. At first, listeners thought Kelly was joking, but as she went on to explain, there was an entire backstory behind her unusual complaint. The sushi incident. It happened a few years back during a special episode of Live. Ryan, being the foodie adventurer he is, suggested they bring in a renowned sushi chef from Los Angeles to prepare a platter of exotic rolls for a live tasting segment. Kelly, who had always been cautious about raw fish, was hesitant but agreed, wanting to look game in front of the audience. I told Ryan, listen, I like my sushi safe. Avocado rolls. Maybe a California roll if I'm feeling reckless, Kelly recalled. But Ryan, ever the encourager, convinced her to try something more daring. It's just one bite, Kel. You're going to love it, he told her in his signature upbeat tone. That one bite turned out to be a piece of sea urchin known for its rich and briny taste. Kelly described the moment as both horrifying and unforgettable. I put it in my mouth, and I swear I saw my entire life flash before my eyes, she laughed. I'm looking at the camera, trying not to gag, and meanwhile Ryan is sitting there smiling like he just gave me the gift of the century. The audience clapped, but I was traumatized. From that day on, I can't look at sushi without hearing Ryan Seacrest's voice saying, "Trust me." Ryan responds naturally. When word got back to Ryan about Kelly's comments, he didn't let it slide. On his radio show, he jokingly defended himself. Kelly Ripa blames me for ruining sushi? Listen, I gave her the opportunity to expand her horizons. That's not sabotage, that's friendship, he laughed. Besides, I've seen her eat things way weirder than sea urchin on that show. I think she just likes having something to hold over me. He went on to say that while Kelly may never forgive him for that culinary experience, he cherishes that they can laugh about it years later. If the worst thing I did in our friendship was introduce her to uni, then I think we're doing pretty well, Ryan joked. Fans weigh in. Unsurprisingly, fans couldn't get enough of Kelly's playful jab. Social media lit up with people sharing their own sushi horror stories, with some siding with Kelly and others defending Ryan. Kelly is right. Sea urchin is disgusting. I don't blame her for never trusting him again, one fan tweeted. Another wrote, Ryan is the kind of friend who convinces you to do karaoke and then makes you regret it. Love him, but I feel Kelly on this one. Others, however, insisted Kelly was being dramatic. Uni is delicious. Ryan was just trying to show her the finer things in life. Come on, Kel. Why Kelly really holds onto it? Of course, as much as Kelly jokes about sushi being forever ruined, those who know her best say the story is more symbolic than literal. For Kelly, the sushi incident represents Ryan's classic tendency to push her out of her comfort zone, something she both resents and deeply appreciates. He's the person who always tells you to try something new, she explained. Even when I don't want to. That's Ryan. And it's why I love him. But still, sushi is dead to me. Her husband, Mark Consuelos, chimed in during an episode of Live with Kelly and Mark, saying he'd heard the sushi story at least 100 times. She never lets it go, he teased. Ryan, if you're listening, know that you have permanently scarred my wife. A bond that can survive sushi. Despite the playful blame game, Kelly and Ryan's friendship has clearly endured far worse than a questionable piece of fish. Since Ryan's departure, they've been spotted hanging out off camera, vacationing together with friends, and sending each other supportive messages on social media. Kelly has described Ryan as family, while Ryan has called Kelly one of the most genuine people in my life. The sushi saga, if anything, has only added another layer to their decades-long banter. The last laugh. During a recent live taping, Kelly poked fun at the story once more. When the show brought in a cooking segment featuring Asian cuisine, she turned to Mark and said, "Don't even think about handing me sushi. I still blame Ryan Seacrest for that." The audience erupted in laughter, knowing full well that Kelly would probably never let Ryan live it down. Ryan, meanwhile, has leaned into the joke. On his Instagram, he posted a photo of himself enjoying a massive sushi platter with the caption, "This one's for you, Kelly." Conclusion. Kelly Ripa may have forgiven Ryan Seacrest for many things over the years. His endless multitasking, his habit of being perpetually late to dinners, even his obsession with hair gel. But when it comes to sushi, she's holding the line. In the end, though, it's not really about sea urchin at all. It's about the kind of friendship where you can roast each other endlessly, blame each other for silly things, and still pick up the phone every day like nothing happened. So yes, Kelly Ripa still blames Ryan Seacrest for ruining sushi, but only because it gives her another excuse to laugh with and at her best friend.